Good afternoon, everyone. This is Nancy from FancyNancyStamps.com, and I'm very happy to welcome you into my studio today. Today we're going to be playing with a suite I had not even opened yet, and it's my first foray into Christmas stamping. So I wanted to show you what we're going to use today and really talk about what are the must-haves. What do you really need to have from the suite to get going? Does that mean you shouldn't have it all? Oh, heavens. Don't let me say that. There are things I have yet to use, but I do know that I learned a lot today just by opening my packages. So I want to show you where I am in the catalog and show you a little bit about what I'm going to use, and we'll talk more stamping. So let me just focus on down. Here we are. So I am in the July to December mini catalog, and what I've turned to pages 16 and 17, and that's where the Painted Christmas Suite is. And it is huge. I mean, it is one of those suites where there's so many things, and I didn't know where to start, to be really honest with you. There were certain things I knew I had to have. I knew I had to have this paper. This is called the Painted Christmas, a designer series paper. Let me just show it to you a little bit closer because it is so pretty. I'm put this on top because I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with this piece. I just love it. But look at these cool sheets of paper. They are using colors of green, shades of green, like we did last spring with the flourishing. I forget the greenery set. But look at these. This looks almost like it's been printed on a piece of vellum. I mean, it is so rich and pretty. And then look at the other side. It's really quite stunning. This is lovely when you look at the different colors of red that you can use with this and how you can use this as a backup paper in some of your Christmas cards. But there's nothing that says, just straight out says Christmas on this paper. I think I could use this for fall. I live in Spokane, Washington, where we have our beautiful evergreen trees and we love them year round. And I know that I could make cards with this paper. Check this one out. It's fresh and pretty, and there's just lots to be had here. And so I wanted to show this paper because I think the paper is a must-have. The other thing is this is designed to coordinate with some of our new in colors this year. So, of course, I've whipped out my soft succulent and my evening evergreen. And just a little tip, this is the last month of my in color club, and the color that we're spotlighting is soft succulent. So I'm going to be using this set to really capture the imagination with that soft succulent. The other thing is you can see that there's two stamp sets. Now, let me show them to you close up so you can get a feel. Obviously, this is the greenery and the pine cones that you might want to use for your Christmas project. And if you look at this, obviously it could be used any time of the year, but it definitely does hit Christmas. That's the only thing that's in this stamp set is these beautiful layered stamps. Then there is another set which is called Christmas to Remember, and it is your sentiments. Now you may have sentiments. It may not be. This may not be a must-have for you. They're pretty sentiments. I think they're really excellent. I'm going to use them today. But if I had to choose, and heaven knows I hate to choose, but if I had to choose, I would always choose the Christmas season because this is something I don't have. So keep that in mind. I also want to point out, and you'll see this in cards in the future, because, as I said, I just started today playing with this set. This ribbon is nummy. It's the beautiful cherry cobbler ribbon with a gold edge on both sides. It is terrific. And it goes with every sheet of this paper. These gold leaves. Each leaf is about like yay, and they are going to be also beautiful. And like I promise you, you are going to see cards with those in it. Okay, the last thing that I want to point out is there's also 2 sets of dies. And when I looked at this, I thought, if I had to choose, which set would I want? Well, if you look at this one over here, and I didn't bring it upstairs to show it to you, it is fabulous. You can make the most extraordinary backgrounds. You could also make your pine cones more 3D if you wanted to. On the other hand, if you just wanted to cut out the beautiful pine cones that were in with those stamps that I showed you, and still have all of these labels for your sentiments, this would be probably your favorite. So I'm throwing that out there so that you can see that there is possibilities that just go on and on. But right now, this is how I'm playing it. So let's move right along, and we're going to do some stamping. I've got things pretty ready. You know how that is. You think you're pretty ready, and then something happens. But I'm going to start out with my soft succulent, because I told you that's going to be my base for this stamp set, for these cards, because I just think it really makes it. And remember, this is an 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of paper. And always remember that you want to use a bone folder and get a nice crisp fold. It fits into your envelope much nicer when you have a really great fold. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a piece of evening evergreen, because I love how they go together for starters. And I have chosen to make this 5 1/4 by 4. And I know I brought my, life is a better place for me, because guess what? My Stampin' Seal came last week, and I have waited like a good little soldier, but I can't live without this stuff. It sticks. It's easy to use. I will admit, though, I had to learn how to do it. I had to develop skills, but now I wouldn't use anything else. And I'm going to just keep telling you that over and over and over, because it's never easy for us to change to new things. In fact, it's doggone hard. But I want to make sure that I'm a good leader, and that I show you things that you can do. Okay, I'm now going to use this designer series paper. It's 1/8 of an inch smaller, so this time it's going to be 5 1/8 across. It's going to be 3 7/8 down. And if you look, isn't that just beautiful? Look at the colors in there. I just think it just cries out to me. And you see the evergreen, but I also see the painted spruce in there, shaded spruce in there too. So we're going to play with that. Let's get that going. Now, I told you that in the set of dies that I said are probably the must-haves. The rest is like dessert. I like dessert first, so that puts me in problems right there. Okay, all right. So I want to, I know I brought them. I want to add a work surface here that stands out, but is also a great palette for what I'm going to do. So I used the largest label in the die set, and I cut it out, but I thought that is just too bland. It is beautiful, but too bland. So I cut out another one in my evening evergreen, and I said, okay, here we go. What can I do with this? Of course, I didn't bring my big scissors. Well, I decided I was going to do something different. Lots of times I'll cut them in half and put some green on each end. This time I decided to cut it corner to corner. Ah, yes, there's always somebody trying to do something crazy. And so now I'm going to add this, kind of like this. Can you see what I'm going to do? And I'm going to add this corner up here, and I'll do a little trimming. So stick with me so you can see what I'm going to do. All right. I want to just make sure I've got a little bit of a shadow and kind of whimsical. And at the same time, just, like I said, creates a surface that we can work at. I want to make sure I get this as even as I can. There we go. And then I'm going to put some on the other side. Turn it upside down so I can get a good. I had kind of a lot of fun playing with this. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of trim it off so it just isn't too obnoxious. There we go. So now we've got a neat little surface right for the top of it, and it stands out just a little bit more. Agreed? All right, let's add that. So this is now what I lovingly refer to as my working painting palette. Make sure I've got the side up that I want up, because some sides look better. Yep, I want this side up. Alrighty, I can set this aside for a few minutes. I need to create a bit of tools, things that I'm going to need, like the flowers for my bouquet. And I know that I want a big, I'm starting to lose my brain. I want a large pine cone. I want a small pine cone. And I appear to be missing a pine cone. And you know what happens? It's the running up and down the stairs. And I have to be honest with you, not feeling so good, so I know I cannot do that today. But that's all right. I'll just show you and you'll get what I'm going to do. Alrighty, we are ready. So I'll start with the outsides, or the base of the pine cones. And so I'm going to start with this little guy first. And I am using soft suede ink. And if life was good, I would have the big pine cone. It just makes me so upset when I do this. I'm going to check my basket that I bring everything up, because it might have just slipped off. So I'm going to start with those 2 pine cones. Okay, let me just check here. Well, I could not have been so lucky. So we're just going to go forward. When you have the ability to make it look almost 3D, and I can show it to you using the small pine cone, and I think you'll understand. And I'll show you a finished one here in just a minute. So for the definition, I'm using Early Espresso. And this fits over the top. It's just a lovely 2-step stamping that is not difficult, I can tell you. There we go. But it gives more dimension to our pine cone. All right, we're also going to do some holly leaves, and I am going to do the holly leaves in shaded spruce, because I want lots of different color, and I'm sure you'll be able to see why in just a minute. Okay, and later I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun to put crystal effects on this and make the holly leaves really shiny? Well, another idea for another day, but I'm just throwing it out there because I thought you might enjoy it. Okay, and I am going to have a sprig of holly, just one, and I tried a whole bunch of different colors, and I am going to use Mossy Meadow for the edge of this one. There we go. And I'm going going to do the berries in Cherry Cobbler. I played with this, trying to figure out exactly how to do this because I wanted to get it just right. Now I have it. There we go, that's pretty. And I use soft succulent to do my evergreen boughs. And I have to tell you, the reason I did it because I thought it made them look frosty. Now watch this. I love this. Don't you think those look frosty in comparison to these other ones we've just done? And I want 3 of those. I don't know if you noticed, it was one stamp that created 2 of the holly leaves, but I had to stamp my evergreen bough 3 times. And then, just for a little accent, we want a bough. I'm trying to think. I think this would be like eucalyptus. And I'm using my evergreen, evening evergreen for that. Now, using the magic of video, you know that I already lined up the dies. I already cut these out. So I'm going to put these aside for another day, another time. And I'm going to pull out the ones that I've already done. And I'm going to tell you, these dies are perfect. Look at this. They just do such a nice job, and they were easy to line up. And this is, I want you to check out those 2 pine cones now, because you can see how when there's 2 colors, how they changed. And I'm weeping because I didn't have that stamp. All right, back to my palette, because we're going to start adding these things. Oops, I left something out. Oh, no. We've got one more piece of stamping to do before we can move forward. I want to do a sentiment, and I want to use my evening evergreen. Oh, yeah. And it says, "'Tis the season." This is another one that I think would be fun to put our crystal effects on, because I just love that glossy look. But let's get our good snips. We'll whip around this and I'll show you what we're going to do with it. So, what got me thinking about Christmas? Well, you guys all know that I'm working on Christmas magic, and you'll be hearing more about that next week. And by the way, let me step back 1 minute. I am really sorry that I did not meet with you last Thursday. I forgot, and it went long, but that's the day of my team meeting. And I have to tell you about my team. My team is extraordinary. They're a family, and they're called Good Impressions. And their tagline is, "Make one and be one." And I want to tell you what that means to us. In other words, we're teaching people how to make good impressions, which is have great stamping projects. But even more important than that, we want people to know that we want to make a good impression on you. We want to be a good impression. We want you to love the company that we're part of, and the family that we've chosen to join together. So when we meet, we stamp, we talk, we plan for the future, and what sorts of things? Well, we learned 3 new techniques. We did a Joseph's coat, we did a kissing technique, we did a resist, emboss resist. Oh my gosh. And then we did one where we put all 3 of those things together. We also made the most darling Christmas tags that you guys would all want to have. I'm not kidding. They're so cute. And we planned for our annual convention, which is coming up the second weekend of November. And we had always planned that they were going to come to Arizona, where I have a winter home. But unfortunately, because of my health, we're not going to my winter home in Arizona. Notice that I cut it, and I'm going to add it right here to add a little anchor to my project. Anyway, so I didn't meet with you last Thursday because doggone it, we started having fun and it got long and I missed it. I won't let you down. We will have lots of opportunity to talk about the things that I had planned for you at that time. And by golly, it's going to just keep getting better and better because Christmas magic is going to be fun. We've got some good ones coming. All right. So first thing I want you to know is I want to put this eucalyptus thing going off the page. You know I do that a lot because I don't like borders. I don't want things to end. I want people to think we can go outside the box. And that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to add just a little tape to this back side. And I'm going to kind of connect my eucalyptus. I'm not going to lay it down tight though because I know I'm still going to do some other things. I know also that I need some greenery up here. So I'm going to also add some greenery. So let's add a little bit more. Come on, baby. There we go. A little bough, an evergreen bough over here. So you can see it's coming. And this little guy's going to love having that close. We also need a piece of holly, and I think I'm going to put that across the front. So let's just add just a little bit of tape right here so I can attach. Yes. Oops, I pushed down and I told you I wasn't going to. There's more. Alrighty. I want another bough to come across, kind of across the bottom. Yeah, I think I want it to go down because we want some balance around that. 'Tis the season. So let's just add a little. I feel like I'm doing a flower arrangement here at my house. And by the way, that's one of my favorite things to do. So don't be surprised when I say that. And I kind of want to put this other pine cone under and over. So you kind of know what I'm doing there. Okay, it's getting closer. There we go. Oops. Got stuck on my finger. Sorry, guys. All right, and we've got this one more piece. Let's see. We're going to put it out that way. Sorry, I went right away, right where you couldn't see it. I'm very sorry. Bad habit I have. Okay, we're going to go like that. There we go. All right, I'm ready to attach this to my palette here. Roll up my tape and get it ready so it's rocking and rolling. So we want lots of tape. We're going to put these babies down. And don't do that to me, little guy. We'll come back and get you. Okay, so remember, off the side. And this guy is going to go under. No, it's going to go like that. Under and over, like that. I'm going to do another piece of holly. Right here, like that. But meanwhile, I also want to add this fun little sprig of berries. And I kind of want it to come, I'm going to add that right there. Do you think I've lost my mind? Maybe a little. Okay, there we go. And just this last little piece of holly, and you'll say, woohoo! And we have liftoff. Okay, we have a card. I'm going to keep bringing it up to you, making sure you, oh, no. Over, up, down, there we go. So you can kind of get a feel for what we did. Now, every card has to have an inside. You know that. You know me. So let's have a little fun. let's go back to that smallest pine cone and go back to our colors, which were soft suede and early espresso. And I also want the evening evergreen for the sentiment. And again, I'm going to use a sentiment that was in the set of just sentiments. And it says, love and joy come to you, and may it last the whole year through. And I love this one. So I'm going to put that on. I'm pretty much going to center this. Go. Can you believe how many blocks it took to make this card? I laughed as I was getting ready. And truly, I know I put that last pine cone on a block. It's probably still getting right down by my basket. Okay, and I'm going to do one pine cone up and one pine cone kind of laying down like that, because we don't want to be too predictable. And then we're going to take the early espresso and add the definition. There we go. And we'll put on this one too. Is that fun or is that fun? Oh, darn, I'm going to come back to that too. And I'm going to mount it on a piece. This was, just so you know, this was 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. My color is Evening Evergreen. The base color was soft suede, with the definition being added with the early espresso. So let's add that to a piece of Evening Evergreen that is my basic 5 1/4 by 4. And I will be putting all of this into the comment section so you have it, because I know how important it is for you guys to have. I've got the inventory numbers already written down and we're ready to go. We'll be rocking and rolling. But stick with me, because I want to tell you about Club this month. And then I'm going to put this on the inside of the card. There we go. And we are done. But you know, we've got a naked card and we can't do that. And I'm going to go back. You know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and do a couple pine cones here, just for fun. And I'm going to do them just like I did on the inside of the card. I'm going to start with this one. And one on its side. And then I'm going to add in early espresso the definition. When you play with these stamps, you're going to see that it is so easy to stamp, to do the second step, because it's just lined up perfectly. I mean, you can, there just isn't any question where to put your stamp. It's great. Alrighty, now I'm feeling good about my card. So here it is. 'Tis the season, and it's just beautiful, and it calls your name. 'Tis the season, love and joy come to you, and may it last the whole year through, with a beautiful envelope, and it's ready to send. And I hope it's one that you would be proud to send. So let's come back a minute. I want to tell you a little bit about Club, because we have 1 week from tomorrow. So on the 20th of October is the deadline for signing up for the online card club for the month. What happens to the online card club? Well, it goes like this. For starters, you receive product. You're going to receive, generally it's paper and gems and ribbon. And from what I just showed you today, you're just going to have to kind of guess what you think you might be getting. But I'm telling you, it always coordinates with cards that we are doing. So you'll get those items, and it is about, I always say about $22 worth of product, and it's always pretty close there. In addition, you get a card kit that allows you to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. You have a PDF of instructions. You have everything you need. It's cut, it's prepared for you, and I promise you it's a great afternoon of crafting because everything is there for you to make 8 beautiful cards. Now, I don't expect anybody who has never met me before or attended one of my classes to say, oh gosh, I'm just going to spend the money and order it up. $36, that's fair. Because remember, I'm also mailing it to your door. But I want you to try it out. I want you to try it out and see if I'm really who I say I am. And I'm going to tell you, if you sign up for my club, your first kit is free. It is on me. So today I'm going to put a link to my club because I do want you to join me. And remember, you have until the 20th. There's one more piece, however. I have told you that I send you product, that I send you everything is prepared. I do not send you stamps, and I do not send you ink. But over the next few days, I'm going to be showing you some examples of cards so you'll get an idea of what exactly you need. Now, the cards and the dies, I will make a recommendation and I offer them to you at an 18% discount. How do I do that? Well, I pay your tax and ship, and it ships with your card kit. Your card kit goes out on the last Friday of the month, and I'm getting very good feedback from people as they receive them, that they're enjoying them and using all the cards in their kit. So I hope you will do just that. Take me at my word and try it out. One more thing. You really help me when you give me feedback about my videos and about what I'm demonstrating for you. Last week, I had 2 people who said, I did not hear very well. And they said that I must have had the sound turned down. So I really worked on that this week. I hope it's better for you. I want to know those things. I want to make a 35-minute video that is worth your time to watch and that it's not a struggle. So, without further ado, let me just remind you, Card Club registrations are due, and there will be a link in the comment section here in just a few minutes to get there and to check it out. And remember that your first month is free. Otherwise, it's a $36 a month investment. I will be back with you at 4 o'clock on Thursday. And yes, I will be doing another card from this suite because, like I said, these are all teasers for the club. I want you to kind of know what's coming your way. May not be exactly, but it's darn close. So I want you just to see it. And above all, let me know you're watching. Let me know you're there. I appreciate you taking the time to spend with me on a Tuesday and Thursday afternoon at 4. So until Thursday, see you. Happy stampin'. It's been good talking to you.